It's the Arsene Wenger farewell tour. After 22 years, his reign at the Emirates comes to an end. Tim, you've been calling for his head.
You're a horrible man.
For quite a while now. How did you feel when you found out that he announced his retirement or he's leaving?
To be honest, it's probably the right decision, but it's a bit of a shock as well because he's been Arsenal manager.
He's been around since you were born.
Pretty much, yeah. When I grew up, I always thought he was Arsenal because his name's Arsene.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of us have thought that at some stage.
So he's been there a long time. It's going to be weird without him there. You guys probably felt the same when Sir Alex left.
The thing that with the Sir Alex one was that he was still winning even up until the announcement that he was leaving, where Wenger, we've seen the fans have turned on Wenger for the past 5 years.
Yeah, it is sad because early in his career, he actually was a very, very, very good manager, and he's won a few trophies, a few FA Cups, the Invincibles,
That's the thing. In his first 8 years, he won 3 Premier League titles and 2 doubles in that time against a Manchester United side, which was, at that moment, unbeatable.
Well, I remember his tactics are probably outdated. I feel sorry for him. He had to go, but the Arsenal owners just haven't, until probably last summer, given him a budget to work with to bring in, to match the powers of what the Manchester Cities, the Manchester Uniteds, the Chelseas. No doubt in my mind, Arsenal will have that money. But even more confusing overnight, in his official press conference with the Europa League, dismissed the official line he was leaving by mutual consent. Then a statement come out later in the day saying the boss wanted to clarify and saying his comment of the timing related to the release of his contract. And then at 8 p.m, another statement comes through. It said, after reaching an agreement about my departure, I was happy for the club to decide when to announce it. That's from Wenger himself. So I think there's a bit more to this story yet to come out, and we might learn a bit. Say the World Cup, where I'm sure one of the TV channels will pounce on Wenger now that he's out of the job.
I think beIN, because he works on beIN Sports.
Yeah, and Keys and Gray both said that they're interested in getting him there for an interview. We put it up on our social media if we believe Wenger will coach and manage another team after Arsenal. Do any of you see him managing again?
Probably in the MLS, maybe China, hopefully the A-League, but I don't see that happening.
Go back to Japan?
Possibly Japan, yeah. I don't think it'll...
They need a coach.
I think he's done.
They sacked their manager. Japan.
Not a club. Won't manage a club.
Yeah.
Here's my prediction. If France bomb out at the World Cup, Didier Deschamps will be gone. Arsene Wenger will be their next manager.
That's a good one.
Very good call.
I still believe he should go to Borussia Dortmund.
Make a career mode on FIFA with him. You'll love it so much.
But just back on Wenger, he was basically the Guardiola of his time at the start of his career in England. He revolutionised English football, changed the tactics from old school British football to modern futuristic style. Just a quote. This is from the book The Mixer by Michael Cox. Wenger never, in his pre-games, would never mention the opposition. So he would just focus on Arsenal. So his players would go out there and they wouldn't know how the opposition were going to set up. And this is what Michael Cox said. This puts it all into perspective. Such tactical naivety would cost Arsenal in European competition over the following seasons. They didn't qualify from the group stage during their first 2 Champions League attempts, and Wenger's side would later struggle in the Premier League against more tactically astute opposition. Like so many other revolutionaries in the Premier League, the Frenchman was something of a victim of his own success. Other managers soon replicated his approach, particularly in the areas where he significantly changed English football, improved physical conditioning, recruiting players from abroad, and greater emphasis upon technical football. Gradually, Wenger's uniqueness was diminished by the initial impact, was hugely influential, and he summarised it best himself. I felt like I was opening the door to the rest of the world. This was the start of the Premier League becoming the world's most international division.